Hola and welcome to Beyond Tapas, the show in which I take authentic Spanish food that you would eat if you came here on holidays and bring it right to your table. Today I'm going to prepare for you two different cold soups perfect for this sweltering time of the year, Ajoblanco and Salmorejo. The soup we're going to start with is Ajoblanco, which is very typical of Malaga and is essentially almonds and bread and somewhere very little else. You're going to see how incredibly easy it is to prepare. We're going to take 200 grams of raw peeled almonds. Then we're going to take 100 grams of bread that you can make it stale. The official recipe is only the inside of the bread, not the crust, but you can use the crust and it's not going to be at all an issue. It will just give you slightly different texture, but believe you me, it will not do any harm at all. To that, we're going to use some vinegar and some olive oil, some salt, and that's it. We're going to put everything in a blender, which you're going to need as well. You may use an immersion blender, you can use a liquefier. In my case, I use a Thermomix because it's my blender and cooking robot of choice, but you can use absolutely anything else that you have at hand. To that mix that you can put everything together in that blender, just add between 800 grams or 100 milliliters and a liter of water. It depends how liquid you want the mix to be. Blend it all together at maximum power for about 2 to 3 minutes and you have Ajoblanco. Serve it very cold, very cold, with some grapes sprinkled onto them and just a dash of olive oil to make it look extra beautiful. And you have, in 5 minutes flat, a tasty and completely delicious soup that you can impress your friends with and cool down in this hot summertime. Let's go with the Salmorejo. Now, Salmorejo is slightly more elaborate than the Ajoblanco, but it's still just incredibly easy. The base of the whole thing is going to be a kilo of tomatoes, which, to be honest, we probably wouldn't even need to split in two, but we need to get rid of these stalks because otherwise they're going to get very woody, and that is not a particularly nice thing. So we're just going to literally do this. Get rid of this bit of the tomato, which we don't really want, and everything else, just like that, is going to go straight into a food processor, the whole kilo of tomatoes. To the tomatoes, we're going to add just 1 teaspoon of salt. We can correct it later, so there's no need to add an awful lot to it now. And once we have the salt in, the only thing now left to do is to chop them for about 5 seconds, just to bring them down and make some space in your vase inside your food processor. That's all it needs. To this beautiful mix, we're going to add a couple of cloves of garlic. It really depends on how much you like garlic. I like it a lot, so I will add 2 of them. If you're not very keen, or if you, for example, you're allergic to it, you can scrub it all together. You don't need to have it, but it gives a very nice little kick to the whole thing. And of course, some bread, because this is part of the whole soup. You can add as much or as little as you like, but 150 grams tends to be the average and the usual that you prepare. Just, cut it into chunks and that's it, done. And last, but by no means least, is that we have to add some olive oil, about 100 mils of olive oil, but not just right away. We need to emulsify the oil. And to do that, what we're going to do is to add it very, very slowly. In the case of my robot, I can just put it on the lid and it will drip very gently. But if you don't have one of those, or if you're using an immersion blender, which will make it a little bit harder to do, but a liquid fire would be perfect. The only thing you have to do is just to give it drop by drop and take your time to do it. This can last about 4 to 5 minutes and it is essential. So just go easy on it. Just take your time and enjoy yourself. You'll see the results. Serve this very cool, very, very cold indeed, and you will have some really happy people around the table. I know that some people say they don't like tomatoes, that they don't like. Trust me, I have a friend who really hates tomatoes and he devours this beautiful soup. Let me know what you think. I'd love to see your creations. That would be absolutely wonderful. And please remember to subscribe if you enjoyed this episode, and we'll have more. And if you are curious about any dish in particular of Spanish cuisine, I would love to cook it for you. So please, please, please let me know in the comments, and I will do my utmost best to help you bring these dishes to your table. I'll see you next time beyond tapas.